Hawaiians. I'm going to go outside and get my blonde hair and blue eyes, come back. And then we'll sign this contract.
Yeah, this guy right here, Little Grass Shack. I'm on number 12:30 as we take on, the Sunday afternoon, man. I hope you guys are having a great time. Right now, Stuart Ramos, one of my good friends, straight from Maryland. The island of Maryland, huh?
Yes. Yeah.
But you know what? Talking to Stuart for the past half an hour, just getting acquainted with new things. If he ranges from Maryland, originally from Hawaii, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So, Brother Stuart, what you doing in Las Vegas? Just Christmas shopping?
Well, shopping, yes, but
Yeah.
I'm actually I have a private equity firm, and we're homesteading money here, so we're trying to buy up properties for Airbnb.
Oh, right on.
Yeah.
Oh, this is straight to business already. No, but no, Brother Stuart, so you're from a Hawaii name. You tell the audience about how you got to Las Vegas. He was here in Las Vegas, and you got educated here, right? A little
Yeah,
bit.
I went to schools in the UNLV system, CSN, AA, over here, BA. But I come from Hawaii. I grew up, went to Kaiser High School. I played judo. There was a dream there. If most of you people from Hawaii know, I wasn't big enough to play football. I was, 100 pounds on good days.
Uh-huh.
So all the individual sports I played, like boxing, Palo Valley, the judo in Kalihi. And I had a dream of going to the Olympics, but it didn't materialize. I was a little bit bitter.
Uh-huh.
So my mom's and my grandfather's like, you gotta get off the island and go do something. And I was eager. I was apprehensive at first, like I guess most people are, to leave the island because that's your one big safety net.
Exactly. It's like the Rock fever. I mean, literally, they don't leave the Rock. A lot of people.
No, it's your safety zone. Your friends are there, all your good memories are there. But like we were just talking about a good book, you read chapter by chapter, and sooner or later you gotta close that book and move on. Mm-hmm. So I think it was time for me to move on.
Well, you know what? I asked Stuart to come on the show because he is visiting from Maryland, and obviously his time is precious. But Stuart's here. He owns a equity firm called Beef Stu Trading Group.
Beef Stu Capital.
Yeah, Beef Stu Capital, and he's out here just doing things like buying Airbnb stuff, but yet your story is so how you say. It's so well grounded because you came up the hard way,
Yeah.
And like you said, you went to CSN. I was a janitor there. Kind of living that moment. Yeah. But you came to UNLV, and where did it take you from UNLV? I mean, how'd you get to Maryland, bro?
So. It was funny. I got a recommendation from one of the people I used to work with in the casino, and he told me that I also had a lot of ideas, and I used to show up to work early and write all these ideas down in a book.
Yeah.
And he grabbed the book one day. He's like, "What is this stuff?" And I was like, "These are just ideas I have." Uh-huh. And we talked about the macros. And he said, "You know what? You need to go to a school and get educated so you can get these ideas out into the world." And I didn't realize what he was kind of saying at that time. And I know a lot of us have hopes. A lot of us have dreams, and sometimes those hopes and dreams don't go beyond what we see. Uh-huh. Like all our friends back home, if I make money, I see a big truck, that's what I should buy, right? Because this guy makes more money than me. Or I want to own a business, I see somebody open a food truck, open up their store. So, I mean, I had more dreams outside of that. Different dreams, not bigger dreams, but they're just a little bit different. I wanted to explore the world because through judo, I got to visit a lot of countries. It was really good for me to go into judo because of that.
So you toured?
Yes. It's very, thank you again, Mom and Dad. It was very expensive. Where if you lived in California and all the tournaments are there, it's a drive, right?
Right.
But for us, we gotta sell huli chicken, garbage bags, wash cars, and the car wash. Your car not gonna come out really that good, but you can go because it's your friends, right? You're gonna come and you're gonna donate, and then we had to do that all year, and then you have to strategically pick the tournament that you enter because you just can't enter everything. There's no way.
Right.
And so us Hawaiians, we made the most of it. When we're not coming to make friends. We're not coming to be on your MySpace or whatever. We're coming to win.
Right.
There's a different mentality. But we don't bring that mentality back home with us. We get it on the road, right? Everybody, your whole town, they get behind you, and you go and compete. and then whatever the outcome is, you leave it there and you don't bring it back. So, well, I use those as springboards to learn how to compete in the real world and move forward.
Now, with judo, it takes a lot of discipline, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And that mentality, obviously, it makes you obviously a stronger person later on in life. What have you learned from, like, your grandfather? He was a lieutenant colonel, correct?
Yes, Joseph Kealoha is lieutenant colonel. One of the first classes from Kamehameha schools, when it was at Bishop Museum.
Wow.
When it was there, they weren't even on the mountain yet.
Wow.
So I grew up, 1802 Kapalama Ave. Before my father got established, he was a professor, and then he finally got a medical group and moved to Hawaii.
Right.
And then I spent most of my years there.
Okay. I tell you what, we're going to talk more with Stuart. You guys going to enjoy more of this guy's on character. I'll tell you that right now. 1236 with the Little Grand Shag. Connect with us at lgsvegas.com. 91.5, The Spirit of Aloha. Yes, Little Grand Shag, Island Emery, 12:44. I know it's a little quiet because Angel will stay because her beauty doesn't radiate over the airways. But you know what? In replacement, we get the kind. Braddah Stu.
How's it?
We're talking with Stu throughout the break, and just a lot of positive energy in here. Being... you can explain to me, being Hawaiian, getting off the rock, and then really exploring the spirit of Aloha, just, out there to help. Right?
Trying to spread it is actually very easy. Like, people are sometimes they're in their comfort zones and everybody loves you, right? I mean, your friends, you're in your neighborhood, and then as soon as you say something like, wow, I think I can go to a school like that, or I want to try open a business in New York, and then since people don't know anybody that did it, I don't know, I never grew up with anybody that traded or did stocks or knew what the stock market was. Right? It's just that one section in the paper which everybody passes over, right?
Right.
So when I had that dream, there was nobody to actually support it, so I had to realize myself. But the fundamentals of being a hard-working Hawaiian, the discipline of no give up.
Yeah.
Because us guys, if you get to a fight, right? You really gotta put us in the ground. You gotta put us in the ground, and if my arm can reach up under the ground, it's still gonna grab you. You know what I mean? Right. You really gotta bury us to win. And if you take that and apply that learning to other things, and don't be scared. Sometimes people are scared to succeed as well as fail.
Yeah, but the thing now, with that, you become an entrepreneur.
Yes.
Now you own certain restaurants, correct?
Yes, I release what we call a convertible note. It's basically I fund businesses. So people come to me ideas, and if I like the idea and it's sound, I'll find a way to fund it.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome, bro. A lot of people in that kind of business, they'll just kind of blow you off.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah. No, I understand.
And being, I hate to say it, the minority.
Right.
Oh,
yes. Yeah.
I've been through it numerous times.
Yes.
But it's just one of those things that to have somebody that can be a game changer and make dreams happen.
Yes.
And now you have pretty much the mentality and the gift of Aloha.
But Aloha, and I think for people, they have to embrace the process. Right. You dream about it, right, and you wish about it in the beginning, and then you want to make it materialize.
Right.
So you go finding out who did it before you, and then they think, oh, let's go be with this guy, and it's going to happen. I can do the same things he did.
Right.
But you don't know how they started. If you started with no education, no nothing, he might have started with getting a degree, or he may not have. You don't know how. You'll see the process. You see the product.
Right.
So you like the product, and you see what the product brings in, but sometimes you don't understand what's behind the scenes, how much you got to pay out, how you manage employees, how to manage banking, your finances. It's really tough when you're trying to start a business out on your own, and everybody's telling you no. Maybe you have kids and you have wives, you have financial obligations. Sometimes your dream dies. But I would just say that the person starting out, you're a lot closer to succeeding than you think.
Right.
If you just keep going, you will make it. You will finish. If you just take the positive and put the negative on a shelf.
Right.
Don't just say throw it away negative, because some of that negative stuff might be good advice, but not at that time.
Yeah. Well, like you said, you shelve it, that you learn from it, and then if you have to refer to it, then you say, you know what, move forward.
Keep pushing forward.
No, now with all the stuff that you're doing in the world, and coming back to Las Vegas, what is the best restaurant you go to? What's your number one restaurant when you come to Vegas, bro?
Well, when I come to Vegas, I have my assistant here. His name's Erwin. He's sitting right next to me. I leave it up to him. Because I am here, I'm grooming Erwin to run everything that's Vegas for me.
Right.
For me, like, I'm meeting, I'm shaking the hands, I'm putting the face, this is the guy, this is Beef Stew Capital, he's doing this. I'm making all the connections. And then at that time, it's about hiring good people and passing on to Erwin.
Right.
So everything. So he's responsible for feeding me. Which, as you can see, is no easy task.
Well, you said you got to kind of get off the gravy train, I guess you could say.
I was like, I was like, I have to detox from Hawaiian food and sweat it out. And I just haven't had a chance because I enjoy my friends here. And I actually have to cycle my friends in. Okay, this trip, I'll get you, and you.
Right.
Come back 2 months, I'm going to see you. And then mix that with the business ideas. And it really is hectic to manage a schedule. I actually have a niece that got married this past weekend, and my wife couldn't make it, my parents couldn't make it, so I came. I actually had booked something that I didn't know about, which I cannot unbook because that person is busy for years.
Yes.
Like, if I don't get in now, so how we do it. I sent the envelope, my love and everything like that. Because the business is a living, breathing, fiery thing.
Right.
If you don't maintain it and stoke the fire and feed it,
exactly,
it dies. So
and like you said, those doors of opportunity are there. You just need to take the time and literally research it and take the courage to walk through it.
Kick them down.
I like that.
Kick them down. I mean, we're not. It's. When people ask me, right, how is it as a minority getting into the financial markets and getting into entrepreneurialism? I say, okay, if I can get you to focus, look past me and focus on product or price, can we make a deal?
Yeah. So
I keep it simple.
So I'm going to talk more with that, Braddah Stu. I'm getting energized up in the Little Grass Shack this Sunday. You know what? It's God's day. Stu, stay here. Little Grass Shack 91.5, your source of aloha. Well, that pool right there. We ohana, broadcast from Greensboro Hall campus of UNLV. Listen, supporting 91.5 Jazz and more. FM HD1 Las Vegas, on Island Emery. Got Braddah Stu still in the Little Grass Shack. Talk his story, man. He is definitely educating. He's still on break, bro. So, hey, if you guys want to see all this on video, you guys are going to have to wait. You know what? You guys listen to him right now. We're talking about the educational system, especially mentality of Hawaii. For me, I love my home. I love, coming from Hawaii. But every time I see the shows of Hawaii life, there's no Hawaiians going back to Hawaii to buy these $500, $600, $800, $1 million homes.
Million.
And now, I look at the home prices at Hawaii. Well, they get one little apartment studio, 800 square feet, and you're paying almost $2,500 for a month for rent.
Yeah,
that's rent, bro.
At least.
You know what I mean? So he's here in Las Vegas. Obviously, Christmas shopping. Went to a wedding, kind of, and then
my money went.
But definitely taking in meetings and spreading the aloha. But it is a pleasure to have you in the Little Grass Shack. Now, we talked about education and the mentality of what it takes to get to the top, and people dream the dream. He said it is possible to make that dream come true. Correct?
Correct. And the educational system, we talked about it a little bit, right?
Yeah, we did.
And it's in the future. Technology has really caught us up. I mean, now I can log on, I can have a meeting. You've seen it in my trade group.
Right.
I have a person from Korea, Australia, and we can meet. And now language is not a barrier also. If you wanted to learn something, when I grew up in a Dewey Decimal System, had to go down to the state library, wait in line, look for the one book, and if I didn't get there in time, somebody else got it. So I can't get the information. that's gone. Right? Search engines, online classes. And I think the educational system hasn't adopted well or morphed into that. Like I told you, my global macro I wrote when I was here, when I got my first Palm Pilot, I was like, everything has to come down to going onto these devices. I have to press it, I have to access it. I access Expedia, I access Amazon. The things I couldn't access, Toys R Us, gone. Sears, gone. So how can we not adapt that into our educational system back home in Hawaii, where I think they shouldn't go to school 5 days a week. It really is a waste. You should do 3 in there for a formal environment, right? In formal environment, you sit down there, the discipline of going, logging in, going from class to class to class, like cattle, you know what I mean? Like,
right.
That's okay. But you should be really having them work on their devices at home, logging in, using Zoom, using the social media to connect and share projects with, because that's how we're really going to work in the future. We're not going to work as everybody's going to get a book, right? I give you this book, you in physics, okay, I give you this book, you give me 90% back, I give you A, you give me 80% back, there's a B. Where in life do you get graded like that? I give you a project, I don't care if you have a wedding coming up. I don't care if your wife said you couldn't come. This is the project, you have to finish it. That's it. Right? It's a finishing mentality, not a grading scale. I think the educational system right now, and plus, like I was saying, they would save 30% on teaching a kid. I mean, kids spend a lot of money, but what it takes...
on their phone, bro.
But if they're on their phone, okay, if they're on their phone, why would make you put your phone down and look at this whiteboard? You don't want to look at the whiteboard. It hurts you to look at the whiteboard. You don't want to sit down and carry these big books around. You don't want to do that. You want to carry your phone and the world that your phone is. Okay, well then I'm going to accommodate you, right? It's about accommodation. The people that are the most accommodating in the world, make money. Like you said, you're working, you go with this, you accommodate them, and they come and you get paid accordingly. Well, why can't education be the same way?
Wow.
I mean,
it's definitely. You know what, guys? It's definitely a thought that you guys really want to just take in. You know what I mean, and soak in. With the rise of stupid stuff that happening in schools.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Stupid things.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a totally different subject.
Yeah,
let's go on.
That's another can I don't want to open.
Yeah. You're here in Las Vegas. I mean, what is the dream goal for Braddah Stu?
So, for me, I mean, I really, through my platform, I am educating people. And if you ask me, like, somebody asked me earlier in the week, what do I sell? Well, I had to think about it because I don't really have a product to sell. Because as you see in my prices for education, it basically just covers costs, right?
Right.
So if I was to find a project or an idea that I sell freedom. I sell freedom because if you have, when our parents were growing up, it was one income and mom stayed home, watched the kids. Well, that wasn't possible because, work back then, if you worked in a factory, if you're manufacturing stuff, the one person hitting the nail and the supervisor, their pay was close. But as industry started moving on and we started moving away from fossil fuels, we got into manufacturing, we got into the internet, we got into world business, then it becomes niche, right? Yeah. So I'm specifically in capital markets. So that's why the wage disparity, the people that are still working those new jobs are getting that money, and the people working in niches are getting more. So how do we close that gap? For me, I think it's the education. I mean, we have to really educate our youth. So I'm selling freedom. If you want to free yourself from a one-income household, now, mom and dad both have both jobs. The kids have part-time jobs. So what is it going to be 10 years from now? We're all going to have 20 jobs each? We have to learn how to make passive incomes, get paid dividends, get paid from, making a stream, get paid from tutoring. All these passive income. I got downtime, I get in the car, go drive Lyft. I actually drove Lyft in D.C. Chinatown.
I heard that.
I did.
It was a rumor.
It's actually all of it's true. I drove up until recently. It's pretty funny. Because I'm part Chinese, man. I'm Chang. I'm tight, man. I give away a lot of money, but I'm actually tight. So I bought a fancy car, right? A car that I would normally buy. I bought it, and I taught myself how to detail. So I filmed it all, and then my neighbors was like, "Wow, your car's so shiny." I go, "Hey, I detail cars," and they're like, wait, what? Aren't you a hedge fund manager? Like, hey, listen, do you want your car detailed? You want it to look like this? Give me your keys, and tomorrow morning, your car's going to be back in your garage. I throw the keys in there, and it'll be detailed. And so I was detailing cars, and I made a mark of that. The next month, I did Uber, and I went down to D.C. because I was trying to learn how to speak Chinese. So I would go to D.C. in Chinatown. I pick somebody up, and I try to use my Chinese language skills and do that to monetize it. So I was showing people, yes, I do have money now, and I won't go through that struggle. But if you need a side gig, you can learn a simple trade and do it part-time to monetize your down hours, right? So you can get that and invest and use compounding to make real income.
Man, I tell you what, you still get time for hang out or what?
Yeah, I mean, I'm here for you, man. I blocked off my day today, yeah.
We're going to have more music coming away. You know what? Stu's going to give us the Hawaiian word for today. So stay tuned for that. I'm on the Emerald Little Grass Shack, 91.5, your source of Aloha.
Thank you.
Yes, Little Grass Shack, 125. It is, December 15, close to Christmas. Hopefully, you guys not rushing to get your Christmas gift shopping done. What, Stu, you got your Christmas stuff already done?
None of it. Amazon Prime.
Hey, that's where I'm at, bro. That's where I'm at. The only junk thing about, ordering getting stuff delivered is all these people that showing up at your doorstep and taking your stuff. A lot of scam artists and all that stuff. That's the only thing that's so junk. I mean, granted that I live in an area, your own gate, you know what I mean? But yet that gate is nothing, you know what I mean? People are losing their packages and stuff. So you guys got to be aware that, the Christmas season, people out there stealing.
I live in Baltimore. We know all about that.
Right? Well, you know about snow too, eh?
Yeah,
Clean your own driveway.
I'm going to stay here for a little while longer.
Well, you're enjoying the weather. Right now it's 55 degrees right here in the Las Vegas Valley. Today's sunny, topping out at 58 degrees. Tonight, clear at low of 38. So, one with the spirit of Aloha right here on 91.5. Braddah Stu going to give us the Hawaiian word for today. What's the Hawaiian word?
It is vala'au.
Vala'au. What?
Cause. You get the view. Vala'au.
Vala'au. We guys like to talk
story.
Yeah, talk story.
Yeah.
That's what brought us to stay educating us in the Little Grass during the break, man. You guys are missing out. This guy will come back. He can probably put a class together. A public speaker. You guys gonna have to, you're gonna have to pay, bro. This guy, he's a judo master, right? What belt is? Canvas black belt.
I have a 5th-degree black belt in judo.
Wow.
Yeah, I sit on some boards for USA development.
Wow, that's cool, man. And now you're also you have a dojo of your own, correct?
Yeah, I actually, because I have two. I have a black belt under House and Gracie. So I've been doing that for like 25 years, and I have a judo black belt. And when I was doing the finance, right, and I told you I had a stroke.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, so that was pretty bad. I was working myself into the grave, and I had to find something. I don't like going to the gym because, the whole small shirt wearing thing culture, it's not for me. Protein shakes give me gas. So I say, no, I'm going to open my own dojo, and I'm going to try and do martial arts. And I opened this dojo, if you guys don't even know, it's the Towson, Maryland. So the only thing I know about Towson, Maryland, when I used to watch Elaine on Seinfeld, she was from Towson, and she was wearing a Baltimore Orioles cap at a New York Yankees baseball game.
Right.
They're trying to get it. That's the only thing I know about it. That's the only thing I ever heard about Towson. But I opened the dojo there, and I think I have the largest martial arts school in the state.
Wow, well, and that's awesome, man. You get to take kids in and literally discipline.
Discipline.
And that's what it takes to go through a life,
Yeah.
And then sometimes for me, I work a lot, and it's hard to spend that time with the family and kids, and your time is so I say precious because your kids is everything, but yet you gotta earn the dollars, bro. You gotta make that money.
You gotta keep the lights on, and I for a lot of us coaches, we always want the kid that is more talented, right? That takes the teaching well early, right? And you don't have to work on them much. The problem with teaching that kid, you try to turn them into an instructor, make them teach other kids, when they didn't earn the depth of knowledge. You know, I'd rather take a kid. You know, I take kids, especially judo. Judo is one of those sports. Jiu-jitsu is one of those sports that they don't leave their house looking for. They go to lacrosse, any kind of ball sport, t-ball, baseball, basketball, volleyball, any ball sport. Is they're gonna pick over this. And when the kid fails all of that, they come finding us. Now they have a problem. The kid he's 5. You put him in all that, and now he's 10 and 12, and now they're starting to get bullied. So they want us to fix that problem 2 days a week, an hour and a half for $100 a month. I was like, you guys created a 12-year problem. You want me to fix it in 2 months, 2 days a week? No, it takes time. It takes,
it does, man. With the like you said, the discipline and then learning and learning an art that is just like you said, it's come by 2 days a week.
It's my fault. You know,
we're talking about with Stu. He can give us topics from the tropics in the Little Grass Shack. Got Anti-General Kiawe, some Hui Ohana all on its way on 91.5. Your source of Aloha. Yes, take me home, country road on this Sunday. Right now, I'm still getting Braddah Stu. You know, we're talking about. It's awesome, bro. Just great positive energy in the Little Grass Shack. You know, we're gonna do have Stu do WTF. What the fact? What WTF? You get one fact?
Well,
in your business,
I don't know if it's a fact, but like back home, you know, everybody, the bigger the house, right? You know, and everybody's like, oh yeah, the person must be doing well. And then if somebody like me as an investor, you know, I'm gonna invest in a place, but it's not what it looks like. It's not how big the house is. It's the bills.
It's the bills.
It's the bills. Show me your bills. I mean, how much money do you have to make to live in this house? And I mean like electric bill, insurance, your car. I mean, I see people buying $100,000 car to drive 6 miles that takes them an hour. How effective is that 100 grand spent? I could do that for 20 grand. Or I could get somebody from the hood to carry me to work for $10. You know what I mean? Like, I don't need to buy this fancy car with dead cow in it. It doesn't make any sense. So the fact is, do you really need that to live? Do you really need that? You know, what are your priorities?
That's it, man. And it boils down, we were talking about the influx of California people coming to Las Vegas, as well as you just told me
90,000.
90,000
leave California a month in Oregon, tax-free, right? Income tax-free. They're going there. It's another good state to live in. Nevada, because you can take tax if you're the government and you're a business, right? You're a business. If you take in $1, you want to kick out 2, right? For a business. The government's the other way. If you give the government $1, they're kicking you back 5 cents. If you go into a state that doesn't take income tax, you're gonna spend more money. You're gonna buy more things, and then enhance the tax revenue. So I think it's a lot better to move to states that have lower taxes.
Are you a Raiders fan?
I am a Raiders fan. I am a Raiders fan. Coliseum. I went to Coliseum a few times. I have all original stuff. I actually have a Ray Guy. He was a punter back in the day, right? Ray Guy jersey that I have on my wall. But again, guys, I'm not. It's not like I'm scared, but I live in Baltimore.
Exactly. You know.
If I wear Raider stuff down in Baltimore, yeah, I don't know how many steps I'm gonna take. And it's real, man. Those guys on there, Baltimore, they think it's, you know, we've enjoyed a few Super Bowls and stuff, and we're probably gonna do well this year again. Right. But I am a Raiders fan, core to core. Yes.
Yeah, well, plus you get some people that live on your block, play for the team.
Yeah, so yeah, and I know, yeah.
And you wash cars.
And I wash cars.
You know what we're talking about? Braddah Stu. This guy's cracking me out, bro.
Yeah.
On a Little Grass Shack on 91.5, your source of Aloha.
Thank you.
Loving, touching, squeezing. Braddah Stu still in the Little Grass Shack, man. You know, I'd like to thank Braddah Stu coming in and sharing a little bit of his insight, outlook, I guess you could say.
No filter.
But mahalo for coming into the Little Grass Shack. Take your time with your busy schedule, because I know you get plenty of meetings at I made you miss Leonard.
All right, anything for the people.
That's right, bro. So you'll be back in town. You come through and hang out with us again?
Yeah, for sure. Anything you guys need from me?
Yeah, bro. So, hey, mahalo again. Erwin, thank you very much. I guess we'll be talking story as well. But, hey, like they say, Mele Kalikimaka to everybody.
Mele Kalikimaka, guys. And, join us. Join us on Beef Stew Trading. If you guys are on social media, if you're on Facebook, I have a private group. So I don't advertise. There's nothing to sell on there or anything like that. It's just me and my ideas. And I basically let you follow me. I think the best way to learn is actually to interact with somebody that's actively doing it. And so for that reason, I started a trading group, and you can actually watch me trade live and real accounts, and sometimes it's a lot much, some people like they log on there and
the lingo.
And they look at it and they look at it and go, wait, how much is that? Oh my God. And they don't see themselves doing it. And I don't want that. I want you to know that you can get involved in buying equities and investing on your own, and come from Kalihi, come from Hawaii, you know what I mean?
Well, you said the age bracket is life is getting longer, then you figure that all this craze or publicity on Social Security.
So it's Social Security. Because it might be there, it might not be there.
Exactly. I mean, you got to look out for your future, people.
Yeah.
So it's Beef Stew.
Beef Stew Trading on Facebook.
All right. So thank you very much, Braddah Stu. Mele Kalikimaka, he says he'll be back in the Little Grass Shack soon enough.
Thanks, everybody.
Yeah, bro.
Appreciate it.
Mahalo. We got more news coming your way, as well as Angel with maybe Hawaii News Now on 91.5, the Little Grass Shack.